Tech and Freestate. What? Okay. Hey. So here with Freestate from Froyo Tech, and just wanted to talk to him about how things went this tournament. We'll get into those final two series that you guys played, but in the lead up to that winners bracket finals, how are things working out for you guys in terms of group stage and the beginning of that playoff bracket?
The group stages were a little rough. We were having a lot of issues with comms, and it was just getting a little toxic in the mumble, like a little heated. But we figured it out by the end, and I guess group stage we actually got a pretty good seed, we thought. But yeah, we just had to figure out some issues. We figured them out though.
Yeah, and then we got into that winners bracket final that ended up being exceedingly close up against Crowns, and a victory there would have pushed you guys in the grand bracket, the winners final there. What were your thoughts on that series and how close it was and how it could have maybe gone differently for you guys?
Well, I think we really have never played against a team who plays like they do, and we didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this. So we didn't really know anything about them going in. So it was just like, it was hard to come up to that play style that we'd never seen before. But yeah, I mean, even then we made it really close, and it was like, it sucks because it was so close. It was like one round, I think, on like every map, and that would have made it a lot easier for us. We would have gone straight to the grand finals. So yeah, that would have been nice, but.
Do you think that they were able to leverage the format a little bit more? So you guys mentioned that you weren't super familiar, and I was talking with some guys, in North America, an opponent gets 3 rounds on you. There's no time constraint. You got 5 rounds to win. I mean, did that affect you in the early round? I mean, do you not have that same sort of like urgency when it's 2-0 in North America versus this format? What were your thoughts on how that worked out?
Yeah, we were definitely not really prepared for that. Like, basically, it just makes teams play differently. Like, teams try to get an early lead and then just try to hold it. Yeah, so, I mean, normally in ESEA, I don't know, you just have so much more time. And, like, before I knew it, sometimes the game was over. It was like 30 minutes seems like nothing, And, yeah, we did that. We definitely weren't urgent enough at the start of the games, to try and get the early rounds. Yeah.
So this morning, you guys got a good night's rest. You guys got out of the hotel pretty early. You guys were here doing some preparation. What did you guys, really talk about in regards to what Full Tilt were going to throw at you? And then as the game evolved, how did those expectations differ from the reality of what Full Tilt brought to the table?
Yeah, well, first of all, the full night's sleep was amazing. And I don't know, I think everybody just felt much better after that. And I think we played a little bit better as a result. But so yeah, we went over mids today, and so we focused mainly on Crowns actually, because we were more worried about that. But for Full Tilt, we watched a couple of their mids too, and basically we just didn't know that they were going to be so they were hyper aggressive on the mids, and like we didn't see that at all versus Crowns, and that might be because Crowns is so passive. Like we watched Full Tilt versus Crowns, and they were not as aggressive. Maybe because Crowns has such a passive play style. But yeah, versus us, they just, like, within the first 5 seconds of the mid, were on top of us. They had their demo cross point. Their soldiers were, like, behind us, killing us, and their scouts were pushing and everything. Like, we were just not ready for that. And then we tried to figure out how to counter that.
Now, throughout the tournament, you and Patty had a really great combination of play. You guys working really well together. Want to hear your thoughts on that, as well as one particular moment in that series against Full Tilt on Snakewater, where you and Patty were able to bring down the medic costs instantaneously with combined damage. Can you tell us a little bit more about what happened there and other moments of you guys combining throughout the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, we try and play on the flank a lot together. And I think we did a pretty good job of it this tournament. Yeah, that moment, we're usually not actually that in sync. I think we could work on that, but like that moment was pretty great because like Patty just jumped in and I came in from lower, and like everyone had already seen me, and I saw Ali just put a sticky down, so I just jumped on it and surfed it, and then we're like his rocket hit the med at the same time, and I just dropped the medic in midair. It was awesome, yeah. But yeah, we try to play a lot on the flank together. Yeah.
Awesome. So moving forward as a TF2 player, what did you take away from this LAN that you can incorporate into your game, or things that you need to work on personally to become a better scout?
I think one of the big things I realized is just like how important like a team morale is, you know, because there were times where we were getting down on ourselves and it just like spirals out of control, and you just start playing worse because of it. So a lot of times if you can keep your morale up and keep your spirits up, it'll help you play better, which then, you know, it's like the spirals upwards instead, you know, it's like more positive. I think I could also work on basically there are times where, like, you know, I had good performances here and there, but I think I could work on being more consistent, like consistently playing like that. Yeah.
Now, you did just mention the morale issues of the team. Putting that aside, what other aspects of Froyotech's performance do you think could be improved upon or worked upon to get you guys, or that would have gotten you guys better results here?
So I think it basically breaks down into 3 categories, or 3 things that like made us lose. One was a lot of times we didn't challenge them when other teams when they were trying to come into chokes. We just let them in for free, and then they had all the space. I guess we were just a little too hesitant. Like they were playing super confident and just coming through the chokes, and we were like playing scared a lot of times. Another thing is we let our med die a lot to just like one soldier or one scout. I don't know, like, I mean, I'm on the flank, so I'm not with our medic a lot, so like our combo just seems to be more tight with them or whatever. And probably the biggest thing is mids. You know, like if you win mids, like you can win the game. Like, and I think we won something like 2 mids in the last series over 3 maps. So that's a huge issue that we need to work on.
Yeah. Well, always going to be things to improve upon. Also, just curious what your impressions of this Insomnia LAN overall were, and whether you think you might be able to come back for another one.
So overall, I mean, obviously we're disappointed in our performance, but overall, I think it was pretty great. Like I'd never met 3 of the people, TLR, Muma, and Patty. I hadn't met them before. I'd met Banny and 404 before. But yeah, it was great getting to meet those guys and, you know, hanging out with the whole team, and it's just like really fun overall. And it makes me wish that there were more TF2 LANs, you know, like competitive LANs, because there's something just so different talking in person with your team, you know, like strategizing and whatever. It just has a different feel, and it's really awesome. And yeah, I'd like to come back to this one specifically. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think definitely the viewers would like to see you again at an iSeries LAN. Before we wrap things up here, any further shout-outs from you for anybody you want to give it out to?
Shout out to my mom. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, definitely. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're right around the corner from our grand finals. We are going to go to music for a little bit here. We also then have our wonderful panelists, and maybe be able to squeeze in another video about how to spectate TF2, some tips for that. If we don't have time for that, that's something you definitely could check out on the side. But thanks so much for joining me, Freestate, and thanks for tuning in for the interviews, ladies and gentlemen. Grand finals coming up next.